Alright, let me paint you a picture. You've seen a lot of my videos. You know that I wear Spider-Man suits, and you think, hey, that's pretty cool. I want one of my own Spider-Man suits. Or picture number 2, you've never seen me before, but you know Spider-Man's pretty cool and you want your own Spider-Man suit. So you head over to printcostume.com, which why wouldn't you? They're the best place to get Spider-Man suits. If you use code MILES15, you save at checkout. Bro, there ain't no way he already shamelessly plugging. Shut up. Anyway, you go to printcostume.com, you pick your suit, you think everything is good and fine in the world, then you find this option right here, order printing file, and you think, hey, I'm ordering a Spider-Man suit. I don't know what a printing file is. What is that? And in fact, now that you realize it, you're looking at all of these options and you're like, I don't know what any of these things are. I thought it was just a spandex suit. Why is it so complicated? Well, my friend, I got you. I understand that ordering a Spider-Man suit seems like it could be a very simple thing. However, there are classic mistakes that people make all the time, all the way from sizing their suit incorrectly to not knowing what any of the options mean to having no clue what some of the options mean, myself included. So in this video, I'm going to be answering the questions that you guys personally sent to me on my Instagram of the questions that you have when ordering a Spider-Man suit or things that you need clarification about, including the very popular and very high demanded question of what the hell is a printing file? The answer will shock you. Anyway, let's get into it. Hey, what up? I'm Miles and welcome back. And if you're new here, sup. Anyway, if you know me, you know that I like to cosplay Spider-Man. If you don't, I like to cosplay Spider-Man. And over the years, I have cosplayed a very large amount of Spider-Man costumes, which also means I have ordered a decent amount of Spider-Man suits. And of course, they have not all been flawless. In order to get a Spider-Man suit correctly ordered, I had to do all of the wrong things first to figure out what they all meant. So I'm gonna try to save you the embarrassment of doing that and save your time and money so you can get the order down and get it right the first time. Now, if you're wondering how to size a Spider-Man suit, look no further than this video where I literally go over every single step of how to perfectly size your Spider-Man suit so it fits you and tailors to your body the best. If you're curious about the options that Print Costume offers and not sure which ones to get, check out those 2 videos where I explain what all of the options are and my personal recommendation for what I get on all of my suits. Bro, is he really gonna spend this entire video just plugging other videos? I mean, given the fact that I've made like 300 videos on how to order a Spider-Man suit, yes, I'm gonna plug it. And in all honesty, those videos are more catered to the specific questions of tailoring a suit to yourself in measurement and going over the options, 2 of the most popular questions. However, this video is more for like the specific questions, the ones that you guys directly sent to me. And also, I finally tried to get an answer of what a printing file is on the Print Costume site. Now, I will be transparent. I'm going to be catering all of these questions to printcostume.com. That is where I get my Spider-Man suits from. All of the credits that we accumulate from that code, I put into giveaways to giving suits back out to you guys. Next giveaway is at 75K subscribers here, or 30K on my Instagram. Anyway, dude, I gotta stop selfless plugging. Literally, that's half the video so far. I'm gonna be catering a lot of these answers to Print Costume. However, if you don't choose to go there, which is totally fine, I'm still gonna give you an answer that's relatively like an umbrella answer that can apply to other sites. However, if there's a specific question about a specific site, you can leave a comment down below. I can try to check it out, but I've only ever ordered from Print Costume, so I can only really tell you that much. Anyway, before we get into the printing file question, let's go over the ones you guys sent me. Also, remember to follow me on Instagram to check out more content, participate in videos like this, and next suit giveaways at 30K. Dude, you're shamelessly plugging. Dear Lord, you guys left a lot. How to preserve your suit for the longest. There's 2 ways that you can do that. The first is to make sure you're maintaining and washing your suit regularly after every time you use it as a convention or at a photo shoot. The way you can wash your Spider-Man suit, I show you in this video. Oh my God, I'm shamelessly plugging again. The way you can wash your Spider-Man suit is in this video. Use a bucket of cold water and some laundry detergent, dump it in there, wring it out, hang dry for 15 minutes, rinse it, hang dry, let it go. The second way you can make sure your suit kind of survives is to not do stupid things in it, or in another word, not do what I do in it and climb things like this. Even though it might be fun and it'll pay off in some really cool photos, you're gonna have more life out of your suit if you choose not to do those things. However, if you choose to climb something, don't blame me, but definitely tag me because I think it's going to be a really cool photo. Anyway, just don't get caught. Where is a good place to buy an affordable face shelf? This is a tricky one because face shelves are a crucial part of a Spider-Man cosplay, but it's very rarely you're going to find a good quality and a cheap one in the same place. However, I kind of have a bit of a hack to this. It's my own personal hack and it requires a little bit more work, but it's totally worth it in the end. If you want a high-end face shelf, you're going to have to go to a high-end face shelf designer. A lot of times these guys are on Instagram, on Etsy, on Facebook, They have their own kind of ordering system where they make their own files, print them out, send it to you as a full assembly, and it's like upwards of $200 to $300. And the artist that I personally go with for my face shells is Matthew DC on Instagram. Now, for a very good quality face shell, it's gonna be a little bit pricey. If you want a cheaper face shell, you can get a cheap basic face shell for roughly like $70 to $80, which is kind of cheap for a face shell, trust me, from Print Costume. However, it's very generic and doesn't really look that great in every costume. For an ultra cheap face shell, you can make your own out of cardboard, which again, shameless plug, I show you how to do in this video. God, if you haven't unsubscribed already, whatever, I'm a content creator, that's all we do anyway. However, the question you asked me is where to find a good one that's also affordable, and here's my hack. I cannot tell you if this works for 100% certainty for everybody. I don't know if he's still doing this, but he probably does if you ask for the option. I get my shells from Matthew DC on Instagram. If you DM him ordering your shell and you ask him for the raw print kit, no alterations, just the raw materials, it will be significantly cheaper than a finished shell. Oftentimes, the shell vendors only really showcase their finished products, but some of them actually offer the ability to ship them out in pieces and you can assemble it yourself. I would recommend going to Matthew DC on Instagram, asking him how much his raw face shell kits are, which will be significantly cheaper, and it's a fun experience. You get to build it yourself. God forbid I'm about to shameless plug again. I show you how to do it in those videos. Oh my God, I just realized how many times I've plugged in. Anyway, overall, finding a good face shell that's also cheap is going to be a very difficult thing to do because you kind of have to weigh your options. I would always recommend you invest a little more and get a higher quality one. The same thing I would recommend you do for your suit, do for your shell. Don't cheap out on it. How do I know what suit to buy, design, and what are the best options? You know I'm going to do it. That's the best option. Anyway, how do you know what the best design is? Again, that's up to personal preference. All of the designs up on Print Costume are designed by professional suit designers. They also should have a pretty high-def photo of all of the exploded suit patterns on their site. You can kind of just judge it from there, but every suit that's ever shown up to me has been printed very well, very high quality, and the design is always great. Hey, I'm a slim dude. I want my first suit. I'm nervous it'll look baggy and it won't fit. If you check out this completely unrelated video to my channel in any way, shape, or form, it'll show you how to perfectly size your Spider-Man suit to you. Why is it a dogfight every time I get into a Spider-Man suit? I don't know, bro. It is for me too. I mean, the method I do is if I have the shoes installed, I flip the feet inside out, put my shoes in, flip the leg back in, slide it up, unzip the U-zip, put it on, do the baby bib technique, and then slide my arms in like that, and then just struggle to get the zip in the back. But you know, that's just how I roll, baby. Do they come in plus sizes? Custom fitting, baby boy, custom fitting. You get to custom tailor that suit to yourself. Again, unrelated to me. Didn't you make a video on this before? I remember because I might have watched, I make videos about this a lot, but not about the printing file, which I still haven't answered. I'm just trying to draw out the runtime of this video because I'm just plugging everything. What does the open eye holes mean when ordering a suit from Print Costume? I'll show you. This is a mask for the Spider-Man Brand New Day suit. It's going out to one of our giveaway winners from Fan Expo, so I'll use it as an example. The open eye holes is basically this. It shows these tiny little baby holes that you are able to see out of. The mask that I'm wearing now also has open eye holes, and the entire point of it is so that you can see out of the lenses through your mask. If you don't get that option, it'll literally come flat and there will be nothing you can see through. I know it's weird, but Print Costume is like strangely specific with your order options, and if you don't click the right thing, they're not gonna assume. They're gonna do it exactly. So open eye holes is pretty much a necessity. Best way to repair a cracked face shell. Epoxy and pray. This mask is actually messed up too. You can see the lenses are cracked, and it's literally just on its last legs. I struggle with vision out of the mask. How do you deal with it? Any tips on making it better? Make sure you have open eye holes that you can actually see out of, and your lenses, the material is important. The material I use for the mesh of my lenses is this. It's like this white computer mesh material that you can't really see out of from far away. The closer you get, you can kind of see me through it, right? The material of your lenses is very important because it might fog up and kind of like disrupt your vision a little bit more. But overall, you're gonna have to accept the fact that you're in a mask the entire time and it's a full mask, so your peripherals are gone. I can only see like this much. Not that great. The only real ways to improve it is to make sure there's nothing obstructing your actual eye and lens, and if you wear glasses, get contacts. What's the best way to clean the bottoms of the feet for the suit with the Kung Fu shoes? I'm assuming you mean the bottoms of the soles, like the gym shoes. For that, obviously, I like to hang my feet out of the bucket when I'm washing my suit, but a decent way to do it is literally just take like a brush or like a scrub brush with some soap and just, oh, that was a weird motion, and just like brush the bottom of the shoe like normal, I guess. What do you put under the Spidey suit? I'm about to educate y'all here. Gentlemen, the most important thing you can ever do when wearing a Spider-Man suit is wear a dancer's belt. I don't care if you think it's uncomfortable. I don't care if you don't want to. I don't care if you don't like it. Be a big boy. Tuck away the web shooter. Get a dancer's belt. I like to use a combo of boxers, a dancer's belt, and compression pants to kind of layer up down there so it's a little bit more comfortable. But overall, make sure you have something under. When it comes to above on this area, I personally don't wear anything, but you can wear like a compression shirt or a tight t-shirt and you should be okay. Seriously guys, get a dancer's belt. If I get small soles for a Miles Morales cosplay, would I be able to use the soles and fit them into shoes? No, you wouldn't. If you get a suit and you install soles and kung fu shoes in it, it's going to install them to your shoe size. Let's say you're a size 10. They're gonna put size 10 soles on that shoe. If you get smaller than that, it's not gonna fit your foot and it's just gonna be uncomfortable. You get larger than that, same thing. So if a suit shows up and you put your foot into a size 10 sole and you also wear a size 10 shoe, you're never gonna fit into it. Even if you get like larger shoes, like a size 13 shoe, you're still not gonna fit into it because there's literally a sole. You're gonna be raised up like an extra inch. If you don't plan on wearing shoes for your Spider-Man suit, just get kung fu shoes and the soles in the bottom. If you do plan on wearing shoes like the Leap of Faith suit and you want to wear the Chicago ones, you're gonna have to sacrifice not having the kung fu shoes or the soles in the bottom. It's kind of just a give or take of what you want. It depends on the suit you're getting and kind of how you want to wear it. All right, I've wasted enough of your time. I've answered enough of the questions so far. I'm gonna answer the one that y'all are probably waiting for. What is a printing file? So before I get into this, let me show you guys the email thread that inspired this video because it's very funny. And to the guy who sent this to me, I'm sorry if I'm gonna hide his name, but if I'm exposing you, that's rough, dude, but this is really funny. The guy sends me an email, right? This is what he says. Hey Miles, I watch a lot of your videos and I ended up buying a suit from Print Costume. I emailed them asking if they had an estimate time and when it would be delivered, and they told me about their standard shipping policy. They then proceeded to tell me that I had to pay an extra $30 for the printing file, that I was wondering if I actually had to, because in your video you said that you didn't have to order it. That's an L, Miles. That's a Humble Miles. I'll take the L on that one because in a previous video I did say you don't have to order it. From the context of this, he ordered a suit off of Print Costume. They then said, you didn't order the printing file. Can you send us some extra dough for the printing file? I'll admit that does seem a little sketchy, but in the actual, when you're ordering a suit, it's $30 for the printing file. So that's not wrong. It's just sketchy that they asked for more. I responded, I said, hey man, so sorry for the confusion. This is a suit option I've personally been confused about for a very long time. The video you watched is most likely outdated, and I've made a more recent clarification in more videos. I apologize for that and the false information in my outdated video. Humble Miles right there. Humble Miles, I took the L. The printing file, as I have learned, is what pays the artist and the designer of their suit pattern. If Print Costume doesn't own it, apparently you need to purchase it to ensure that the artist is paid for their design usage. That's what I think it meant. This was before I talked to Print Costume. Homeboy responded, okay, thank you, you've been a big help, okay? 6 days later, he emails me again, and he says, update. I emailed them saying that I wanted to cancel the order because I didn't want to pay more money, and they told me that there was no additional fee, and that the order would ship out in a week. So I wonder if you don't actually have to pay the pattern fee. You can see the problem here. You can see that there's a bit of confusion. Literally, my response was, what the fuck? And then I said, now I'm unsure what to tell people. Thanks for the update. The plot thickens. And he got the costume. This entire situation was very strange to me because in the past, obviously, I have told people you don't need the printing file because I've ordered suits without it and I've gotten the suit. This guy then tells me that Print Costume demanded that he buy the printing file. Then Print Costume just sends the suit anyway. So I honestly don't know. So I emailed Print Costume myself. Ya boy. They know me. I'm ordering suits left and right. Every time there's a new giveaway, I order suits. I've ordered like 20 and given them away this year alone. So they know me. I emailed them. Hey, hope all is well. I wanted to ask for clarification on one of the options on your site for every suit. Can you please explain what the printing file option means when someone needs to use it? My audience has asked me countless times what the option means and if they have to use it, and I would like to give a proper answer and properly convey the message. Humble Miles, but the plot thickens. Print Costume responds, word for word, verbatim. Thanks for contacting us. The costume is not designed by us, so the customer requires our customer to pay his design pattern fee. If you do not have it, you will need to pay for it. You only need to pay for it once, and if you order the same item in the future, you do not have to pay for it again. So clearly that cleared things up. Here is my analysis of it, and this is what I think it means. On Print Costume, they make Spider-Man suits. Print Costume only provides the physical suit. The physical Spider-Man suit is what they are in production for, is what they make. However, they do not design the Spider-Man suits. A suit design looks like this, where a suit pattern maker will basically put a Spider-Man suit on a print pattern and send it to Print Costume, right? Print Costume is only responsible for the physical suit. The digital print file, however, is designed by another company. That's why they have options that show other companies like Gunhead or Arachnid Studios or Ethan Koss. They have other designers that offer their files. What I think is happening and what I think is the case is when Print Costume is offering the suit, they don't own the printing file, right? Let's say they have an Arachnid Studio design on there, an Arachnid Studio Ben Reilly design. Okay, just a random pick. And Print Costume doesn't order the suit. Like, they don't order the printing file, but you order the Spider-Man suit from them. In order for Print Costume to have the file to use, they need to buy the printing file from whoever designed it. In this case, Arachnid Studios. Most people might say, well, why doesn't Print Costume just pay that for us and they just charge us extra? Ahaha, I've also figured this out. The people who design the patterns are individual artists or companies, meaning that Arachnid Studios, Gunhead Designs, Ethan Koss, who I've worked with personally and is amazing. These guys design Spider-Man suits. If 10 people wanted a design from Ethan Koss, all 10 of them would have to pay the printing file. Right? Makes sense, because 10 people want his file. He's going to sell it to 10 people individually. Those 10 people will then go to Print Costume to get their physical suit. It's almost like a train ticket, right? 10 people buy a train ticket for 10 people to get on, right? This analogy might not make sense, but let me cook here. If Print Costume purchased the file from Ethan Koss, one purchase, Print Costume bought it, and then they offer it on their site, and then they sold it to 10 people. They sold the suit to them for 10, they sold 10 people the suit, right? Now, this designer is down 9 different people who also used his design. And that's not fair, because now only one person has purchased the train ticket, but 10 people got to ride it. Kind of see what I'm saying? In order to get a Spider-Man suit, you need to have a printing file and a suit maker. In this case, Print Costume. In the file case, Arachnid Studios, or Ethan Koss, or Gunhead Designs. That's why a lot of print companies nowadays are only offering the full suit. They're not offering print files anymore because of this kind of conundrum. Because it's not Print Costume's fault, because they have an option for you to select it. However, what they should do is they should make the option mandatory. They should make you have to pay for it so that the artist also gets compensated, or at the very least they should explain what it means a little bit better. So I think that is what the printing file means. That's the definition of it. Now, the better question is, do you have to order it? Dude, I don't know. In a blatant black and white answer, I will tell you, I've seen all the situations. People who order the suit and the file and get their suit. People who order the suit but don't order the file and get their suit. But then the same people who order the suit and don't order the file don't get their suit because they need to pay for the file. This is very inconsistent, and I don't really like it. And I think they need to kind of update their options, or make it mandatory, or just increase the price so it's just locked into the price or something. Because it doesn't make much sense. If you can order the suit anyway, and no matter what you click in the printing file, it doesn't matter, and you might get the suit or might not, that's a problem. And I don't like that. And I don't care if I'm partnered with Print Costume or not, that's still an issue. It's very impossible for me to clarify that issue if I've seen it happen every single way. So this is Miles's final answer. This is what I'm going to say. I think you should order the printing file. This is my final answer. You should order the printing file. You can hold me to this word. You can hold it to me. You should order the printing file. Because if my theory is correct, and what I think it means is correct, when you order the printing file, you are subsequently compensating the suit designer for their design, which is something you should do. However, on the off chance that the design doesn't matter and this option doesn't matter, it's only 30 bucks. And I know, trust me, of all people, I know, I'm broke. I get it, it's only 30 bucks. But you're already ordering an expensive Spider-Man suit. I would rather us all spend the extra $30 to ensure the artist is getting paid. And if all else fails, the only detriment is that we lost 30 bucks, okay? That's my final word, is I think, first of all, I think it should be more explained. It should be better clarified, but it's not. So my final word on it is yes. Order the printing file if you don't have it. Because at the very least, regardless of what it does, we can ensure that artist is getting paid for their work. And if you really want clarification, email them and literally say, I paid for the printing file. Please make sure the artist is properly compensated. Just do something like that. Anyway, Print Costume, you know I love you. You know you make the best suits. I know you make the best suits. I'm gonna continue to use your site. I'm gonna continue to give suits away to people because I can, because I love our community. But damn, we gotta work on some clarification issues. Anyway, I was gonna answer more questions about Spider-Man suits, but I'm like 30 minutes in this video, and I have to cut this down to an actual digestible video, so we're gonna end it there. I really should have just made this video about what a printing file is, but I thought it was too little information, so I wanted to give you guys more. Now it's too much. But in classic Miles fashion, we nailed it. Anyway, as I said before, we are doing another giveaway at 75K subscribers here on YouTube and 30K followers on Instagram, which we are dangerously close to both of those. At this current moment, we're 5K away on YouTube and 2K away on Instagram. If everybody from this video kind of just did both of those things, we could probably run 2 separate giveaways at the same time, and you can up your chances of winning by 2. Enough shameless plugging out of the way. Make sure to subscribe, turn on post notifications, join the Discord. First link in the description. We have a lot of fun over there. I announce when we're streaming because we are also playing Spider-Man 2 on the PS4. We're streaming that. That's a lot of fun. Anyway, thank you again so much for watching. See you around. Peace and love. Do good things. And I'll see you next time. Peace.
Yeah, Spider-Man!